Let's take a look at some of these WCW contracts. Now, let me go ahead and explain this page here. This is from 96 to 2000. It breaks down like a lot of the WCW contracts here. I thought this was pretty interesting, so I wanted to kind of break it down, let you guys know what it is. As you see, there's tons of wrestlers on the payroll here. Not all of them work the entirety of WCW, but they tell you they break them all the way down. I got to go to the introduction, though, to tell you kind of how this plays out. So as a part of a racial discrimination lawsuit, WCW, civil docket for the case. Oh, no. Was that Sonny Ono? Maybe. Versus WCW Turner Sports. Turner had to release the payroll records from 96 to 2000. The talent contract database as of May 2000. There's also a version released from August 2000 and another filing. What is this? All right, it got deleted, but that's okay. So basically, we had all of these plaintiffs. Anybody else? Bobby Walker. That's the only name I really know on there. This guy. Who was this anyway? He was the man who like spearheaded. Was that Sonny Ono? Sonny Ono's like a talent agent now, right? I think he like helps talent get. Oh, like if you want to book people, you have to go through Sonny Ono or something. I don't even know. All right, so basically how this played out was Sonny Ono and all. He got like a group of guys together. Bobby Walker, dude. Let's take a look. I remember him. Got a bunch of dudes together and said, let's sue WCW. Yeah, so then they had, basically they were saying that, you know, if you were anything other than white, you stood no chance in WCW. I'm guessing was the lawsuit kind of thing, or they weren't paid fairly, something like that. So let's get to the fun stuff, and let's see what everybody was making here. We'll look at some of the big dogs here. We'll look at Hogan, Goldberg, Bret Hart would be interesting to see, Kevin Nash. And I kind of want to go down and look at some of like the younger people because I'm not quite sure. If you guys have any suggestions or like anybody that you think we should be looking at, let me know. I didn't mean to do that. I had the wrong window open. There we go. Okay, so if you have anybody that you want me to look at, let me know. But I think this will be kind of fun here. So, starting off, number one, we have Hulk Hogan. We're going to look at his WCW contract. So, Terry G. Bollea wrestler. He had a 0 cycle, 0 days notice, and 365 days max. So, he had to give no days notice. So he could literally just say, I quit. Good. We're out of here. Cycle. I'm not really sure what that means. See contract for more information. Payroll information, since everyone asked what 1997, if 97 is a typo. Okay. So I'll have to investigate this in a minute. What is this that we're looking at here? I can't really tell. This is just a contract. Yeah. Cycle. Period. Months. 0. Days notice. 0. So he signed it when? 90. What's that? 98 to 2002? So he got paid all the way through 2002, I'm guessing. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there was that. Didn't mean to close that out. We just closed it out. Cool. Sick. One sec. There you go. Back to where we were. All right. So back to Hulk Hogan. So we also get a request to look up Johnny B. Bad, which we will look up Johnny B. Bad here in a minute. So Hulk Hogan's WCW contract. 97 is a typo. 98. We're going to look at Hogan's 98 contract. Okay. So Hulk Hogan right here. Which, by the way, we see something about Ready to Rumble. We should look at that as well because that seems interesting. Hulk Hogan. Out of the entire payroll, of his entire career. This is just straight payroll. $11,489,700. He had $1,505,000 to 505,271. Licensing. Licensing is like using your name for promotion. I don't know. Merchandise is like T-shirts and whatnot and stuff like that. Licensing is you're using likeness for video games, stuff like that. I'm guessing maybe like soundtracks, whatever. So he had 1 million on that. His merchandise was 176,072, which to me, I'm not 100% sure. You know what? I don't know how it plays out with the NWO. That's my biggest thing here is I don't know how the NWO merchandise went out. I know he had Hollywood merch and stuff, but $176,072 does not seem like a lot for merchandise. On the other hand, there are guys that have $0 in merchandising because they didn't really do merchandising very well or weren't smart enough to know. I mean, Hogan, being from the WWE, knew. And then he made a total of $13,171,042. So there was that. In '96, he was making $1,930,436. So that was the year that he came in, I believe. Or when did Hogan come to WCW? Hulk Hogan come to WCW. 94. So this was 94. He came in. 96 is where we got all the info. So there we go, going off of that. 97, his payroll is 330,000, which is a big drop. And I think 97 was like one of the heights of the NWO, right? 97, 98. Obviously, he went up and up and up. With a total of 477,113. Here's Hogan's 98 contract. Here's the 97 payroll information because people were wondering about this too as well with Hogan. So there's his payroll, his merch, and his licensing. So all that right there shows you. Now, I don't know how to interpret this. But I'm guessing he was getting paid somewhere else or something else was coming in that just made more sense to me. I don't know. He ended up making, in 2000, this wasn't even a full year, 232,326,744. And obviously it wasn't a full year, but there you go. I'm guessing in 97, he wanted to take a seat. Okay. So if I was Hulk Hogan, right, you could take a pay decrease for the year, and then that way his taxes wouldn't be as high, and he could pay less. I'm guessing that's what it was, but I don't actually know on that one. Yeah. So I don't know what that was. Let's look at Hogan's 98 contract because this has a lot of interesting information in it that I really wanted to throw out here. So you got to see how this contract for Hulk Hogan was structured and how crazy it was. So Hulk Hogan extends through October 96. Yeah, and it'll end till May 28, 2002. So that was the contract that I guess went over. So, yes, 4-year contract. In consideration of Belea's performance here under, WCW shall pay Belea a bonus. This is just a signing bonus. $2 million to be paid 14 days after Belea's executed delivery of the letter of agreement to WCW. So after he signs this agreement, he gets $2 million in his bank account for no reason at all. There it is. He gets $2 million in his bank account for no reason at all. Literally. That's what it is. Crazy stuff. Pay-per-view events. This is where stuff gets very interesting. Hogan will promote and appear and wrestle at 6 pay-per-view events during year 1 through 3. And he will be featured at each of the events. He'll be the featured wrestler. So what that means is that he only had to do 6 pay-per-views a year, and he would be featured. He'd be the main event, the main attraction for that pay-per-view. So 6 out of the 12, because they were doing 12, I think, at the time. And you only had to do it through year 1 through 3. And this was a 4-year contract. So he didn't have to do any more after that. So there you go. So B for pay-per-views. In consideration for Hulk Hogan participating in the events, WWE shall compensate him the greater of 15% of 100% of domestic pay-per-view cable sales received by WCW for each event, or $675,000 guaranteed payment per event. So Hogan would get 15% of the pay-per-view sales. That's just like the buys, right? The domestic pay-per-view buys. He would get 15% of the buys, or he would get $675,000, whichever is greater. Okay. Look at this. WCW shall pay Hogan $1,350,000 on July 1st, November 1st, and February 1st of year 1 through 3 of this agreement as an advance of the pay-per-view guaranteed payment. This dude got the craziest deal going on here. So what this is saying is that he would get this money here, right? He'd get this money of $675,000 or more, but he would get paid up front all this money on July, November, and February. Now you're making sense. Now you're making sense, dude. Okay. So, chat Jobber says Hogan probably only made $330,000 in '97 because of the $2 million bonus. That makes sense, right? When did he sign this? Yeah, you're probably right on that. That makes sense. Okay, WCW shall pay Hogan 100. Okay, in addition to the above pay-per-view guarantee, WCW shall pay Hulk Hogan for each pay-per-view event in which he participates to the following incentive compensation schedule. So not only is he making $1,350,000 in advance, by the way, in advance for this contract, he also gets he gets a bonus based on the buy rate of the pay-per-view, which this contract was signed when? 1998. WCW PPV buy rates. So I'm trying to figure out how the buy rates work. So like this one obviously says 345,000 buys, but how does that equate to like 3 point whatever? 700. How do buy rates equivalent? Does somebody know how the buy rates work? Because this says 1.5 to 1.79 gives you that. 250,000. 1.8 to 1.99 gives you 375. 3.5 plus will give you I'll almost give you $1,750,000. So there's that. How does this even work then? WCW pay-per-view buy rates. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this was at 98. It was. Okay, so Starcade got 1.15, which still wouldn't even give him a bonus. So yeah, he never got a bonus. Is looking like. Well, in the they threw that in there as a little nice stuff, you know, like oh yeah. But yeah, so he never got that bonus. It looks like. I mean, 1.9 was the bonus by right there, but Hogan was never gonna get that bonus there for that one. It was a nice little thing, but imagine if he did. And here we go. Incentive compensation payments and adjustments for pay-per-view beginning based on pay-per-view domestic sales shall be calculated 60 days after the pay-per-view and monthly thereafter. Incentive adjustment payments due, if any, shall be made within 10 days of the calculation dates. So there it is. During year 1 through 3, this is Nitro and Thunder appearances. Hogan shall promote, appear, and wrestle and perform as requested by WCW and WCW Nitro and Thunder events in consideration with the participation in events. WCW shall pay Hogan 25% of the gross arena ticket sales. So he was making 25% of the arena sales from Nitro and Thunder that he appears, wrestles. However, in no event will he be compensated for less than $25,000. So just going to Nitro and Thunder and wrestling, he got $25,000 just for going to that. Minimum. Such amounts will be paid to Hogan on the next regular scheduled talent pay. Okay. During year 1 through 3, this is television taping participation. Hogan will perform at 16 WCW television tapings during each calendar year of the term. Hogan's appearances, participation shall be at no additional cost to WCW. So, what does television taping participation mean? That means just like being on TV. So he had to make 16 dates. That's it. Literally just 16 dates. Okay, cool. Non-televised house shows. During year 1 through 3, Hogan will appear and perform at a reasonable number of non-television house shows requested by WCW. In consideration for participation house show, WCW can accommodate 25% of the arena ticket sales. Payments will be paid out 30 days after the house show. Such amounts will be paid on the next talent scene. So there it is. During the term, WCW have a mutual option to promote, appear, and wrestle and perform any mutually agreed international arena for the purpose of mutual. Okay, so they both have to come to a term there. Year 4 compensation. Here we go. If he sticks out his entire contract, WCW shall compensate Hogan $100,000 consultant fee for year 4. In the event Hogan provides wrestling services in year 4, Hogan entitled to compensation on a per event basis according to the pay structure of 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So if he does, he'll get paid all that money in year 4. Unless he comes up with a new contract. So there you go. And there's that. Merchandising and licensing activities. So Hogan's all that. You can use it for internet, retail stores, catalogs, telemarketing, WCW, NASCAR, Monster Trucks, 900, the exploitation of 900 telephone lines. Okay, there's that for sure. To the extent of WCW enters a license agreement as provided, WCW merchandise license, blah, 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 blah. Okay, here's highlighted, so this must be important stuff. Hogan shall receive royalty of 50% of the net receipt received by WCW on all merchandise sold by WCW. So, incorporating Hulk Hogan, Hollywood, or Belea's name, likeness, or character associated with the manufacturing and sales of the merchandise, blah, blah. Belea shall receive royalty of 50% of actual licensing fees with WCW. So there you go. So that's the interesting stuff. 50% of anything that was sold that had Hulk Hogan's name on it, he would earn money on, which is a pretty good deal. Most WCW guys had nothing coming to them. Should WCW create a 900 call-in line featuring Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan, provide recordings for said, Shogun will receive 100% of WCW's net revenue from the feature of the such hotline. Literally. Any payments due to Balea calculated on a quarterly basis paid within 20 days after the end of each quarter. Any payments. Okay, so there you go. I think that's it. Here's interesting stuff. When required to travel, WCW Hogan will receive first class air travel, first class suite hotel accommodation, limousine transportation, and $175 per diem. Yo, look at this, dude. So Hogan literally got first class air travel, fine. First class hotel, fine. Limousine transportation, fine. And $175 to spend. Most wrestlers pay for their own travel, and they pay for everything. Literally, that's how it works. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, that's it. And there's the signature. Terry Bollea, a.k.a. Hulk Hogan, brother. All right, there was Hogan's contract. Isn't that pretty interesting to think about? Yeah, that's pretty wild just looking at that. We will look at Kevin Nash's, Jeff Jarrett's, all that fun stuff. Here's Eric Bischoff's pitch as well. Okay, here's Eric Bischoff's pitch. So this is the Untitled Wrestling Project Comic Sans font there. This is Ready to Rumble, which I think this is very interesting. This kind of tells us who was supposed to be in Ready to Rumble and how this actually played out. Yeah, the per diem, dude, $175. You could just keep that money. Make a paycheck off of that one. All right, so the wrestlers that were confirmed for Ready to Rumble, we have Buff Bagwell. We have our Bam Bam Bigelow. We have Disco Inferno, Canyon, Conan. You go down the list here. Go down the list of more people. Charles Robinson. And then you get to see some interesting things here. Free. Buff Bagwell's free to work there. Bam Bam Bigelow, free. They wanted Ric Flair for the movie, but he's on extended leave, so he didn't get there. Goldberg is a premium, so he'll get paid for his time in there. Scott Hall is a Barry Bloom client, so he had to go through Barry Bloom to negotiate everything. Basically, he was Scott Hall's agent to get him lots of money. Bret Hart would receive $100K to do the movie or less as alternative to Goldberg or part of Rescue Posse to be scripted. I don't think Bret Hart ever made the movie, but he could be an alternate to Goldberg. Goldberg was the premium. So imagine Goldberg's role in Ready to Rumble, but with Bret Hart. Imagine. Hulk Hogan, premium. Notes, no. Cameo possibility. So Hogan's like, hell to the no, I ain't doing this shit movie. Disco Inferno was confirmed. We had Rey Mysterio, or Ming was free, not currently in the script, so Ming wasn't in the script. Rey Mysterio was to be scripted. Kevin Nash is no longer required. So there you go. Diamond Dallas Page is premium. He is $100K or less as Nash. So he's playing the role of Nash. So they got DDP instead of Nash, which is pretty interesting. DDP was going to play Kevin Nash's character, but Nash was no longer required. Raven was going to be in the movie, but he went no longer in WCW. Saturn was in the movie. Randy Savage, opening scene only, 7-Eleven with Slim Jims, question mark? Yeah, okay. Rick Steiner, not available. Sting is confirmed for the movie. He is living in LA. He is doing a TNT movie through 10/15, possibly shooting dates earlier, so there you go. Sid Vicious was a possible alternative to Nash if DDP plays Goldberg. Get that through your head. Sid Vicious is Nash if DDP plays Goldberg, which DDP did play Goldberg. but DDP could be Nash also. I don't know. So, yes, possible alternative. Okay, so Sid Vicious was a possible alternative to Kevin Nash if DDP plays Goldberg. So DDP here was going to play Nash. He took Nash's spot, right? But Sid could have possibly played Nash's part if DDP played Goldberg. But Goldberg got signed on, so DDP played Nash, and Sid was just there in the movie as well. Here we go. Oh, this one's very interesting. Gene Okerlund, question mark. He's a Barry Bloom client, you know. Diana Myers will approach Okerlund, WCW. That's how they're going to deal with that one. Contract with WCW expires 10/31/99. He has certain days left in his contract. Days count against WCW contract days at 2,200 per day. So he was like, I am going to use this right here on my WCW dates that I have left, and I'm going to get paid my WCW money to sign and show up. So there you go. Sick on that. Tony Schiavone and Tenay are free. They're going to be in. And then the rest is Kimberly Page getting in there. She's going to coordinate with the other girls and get them all in, the Nitro girls. And then we had Charles Robinson, who was the ref for that. Isn't this interesting to look at, though? This is nuts. Eric Bischoff's Ready to Rumble movie. There it is. All right. So, back to Hogan real quick for a moment before we look at some other contracts. We got to get to Hogan back here again. Hulk Hogan. So, Hogan here. Hogan sued WCW due to WCW Bash to the Beach pay-per-view in 2000. Case was decided in January 2005, which I don't really know how this case played out. We can let it load here. I don't know exactly what they were suing about. Making him look bad or something. I don't know, dude. What is the sue here? Hulk Hogan appeal for a trial grant of Universal Wrestling Corporation, formerly WCW, a Russo and Vince Russo on claims of defamation and false light privacy. Okay, nobody cares. Anyway, so that thing happened. Hogan, so here shows Hogan's dates that he did, I guess, right? 141 dates total. 15 TV, 8 in 97, 22 and then just goes down here. Pay-per-view, he did 7, 7, 8, 6, and 5. So there you go. That's not the full year, though. So 6 was the minimum, I think, right? That's what it was. 33 total. Okay. Now we'll look at Bill Goldberg's contract. Bill Goldberg was on a 0-day notice, 175 day max days, so he could work a max of 175 days. Sick. And 0, 0, 0. His contract starts in 99, ends in 2003. No rollover. So here's how it goes. Yeah, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Okay. So in 96, he was on the payroll for $20,000. Licensing there, no merchandise contract there. 97, he went up a little bit to 116, 820. No merchandising, no licensing there. 1998, he got smart enough. He learned about licensing and merchandise. He got 468,087, 32,783, 16,278. Goldberg wins WCW title. When's the first time he does there? 1998, he won the title. So 98, he was champion. He was making not even $500,000. I guess he did after merchandising and licensing, made $500,000. 99 is when the big boy contract came into play. Goldberg was a huge star. He made that money finally. $4,650,009. Still got merchandising and licensing. Look at the licensing. Got a fat licensing contract in '99. What did he do? What did he do in licensing? I mean, Hogan had a fat licensing deal in '99. What were they licensing in '99? I don't know. And then 2000, we had $3,060,217.